Survivors are enjoying a barbecue, unaware that zombies have already infiltrated their camp. A man in a tent meets his demise, and a girl returning from the restroom gets bitten on the arm. Realizing the zombie threat, chaos ensues in the camp. As the leader, Shane yells for everyone to hide and begins fighting back with a shotgun. Other survivors grab weapons, but with Rick and his group absent, the camp's defenses are weak. Many survivors get bitten, including Amy, who suffers multiple wounds. Andrea rushes to her sister Amy, but doesn't know how to save her from the agony. The situation spirals out of control. Shane protects Lori and a few survivors, careful with his limited ammo. The camp turns into a slaughterhouse, with survivors only able to protect their own families. Just as hope dwindles, Rick and his group arrive, well armed with shotguns, turning the tide. Within minutes, the zombies are cleared out. Rick frantically searches for his family. And upon finding Lori and Carl alive, breathes a sigh of relief. The night's losses are heavy, and the surviving group mourns their fallen comrades. Andrea stays by Amy's side, devastated by the loss of her only family member. Her grief echoes through the camp. At dawn, Daryl gets busy, ensuring each corpse is fully dead by striking their heads. Glenn and T-Dog help dispose of the bodies in a bonfire. Andrea remains with Amy's body, despite knowing the danger of her turning into a zombie. Rick tries to talk to Andrea but faces her hostility.
I know how the safety works. All right. Okay. I'm sorry.
Andrea blames Rick for Amy's death, believing that if Rick hadn't taken people to Atlanta, her sister might still be alive. Suddenly, Jackie screams that Jim is bleeding, revealing a zombie bite. The group gathers, with T-Dog restraining Jim while Daryl exposes the bite. Daryl suggests ending Jim's life to prevent further danger, a sentiment Dale shares.
Yeah, and I'd thank you while you did it.
I hate to say it, I never thought I would, but maybe...
Rick argues that Jim is not a monster and that they must maintain their humanity, mentioning the CDC's efforts to find a cure. Shane notes the uncertain safety of reaching the CDC, but Rick insists on hope. Ignoring the debate, Daryl attempts to kill Jim, but Rick intervenes, reiterating their moral stance against killing the living. Carol, a thin woman, approaches Daryl, asking to deal with her husband's body herself. Her husband had abused her, and with pent-up rage, she brutally hammers his corpse, even unsettling Daryl. This act marks her breaking free from past oppression, eventually becoming a vital member of Rick's group. Amy reanimates as a zombie, and this time, Andrea doesn't hesitate to end her sister's suffering with a bullet. Shane privately voices the group's collective frustration to Rick, suggesting that the camp wouldn't have suffered such losses if Rick hadn't taken so many people to Atlanta. Rick counters that without the guns they retrieved, the losses would have been worse, potentially leading to total annihilation. Shane, unable to argue further, silently agrees. With the camp in ruins, Shane convenes a meeting and supports Rick's plan to head to the CDC. Before departing, Rick uses a radio to inform Morgan of their plan and leaves a note on a red car, hoping Morgan will find it. The group sets off towards the CDC, hoping for salvation and a new beginning.